Namaste. Welcome back to Labyrinth Butterfly. How you doing, Divine Masculines? This is going to be a reading for you for Valentine's Day. I just did a card spread for the Divine Masculines, and I clarified it with some King and Queen vintage playing cards that I don't always use, but I tap into them sometimes to give me a very esoteric reading, clarification reading, and I oftentimes have to do that in silence because the cards are so specific and unique, and they kind of have their own language. So I did just do an entire reading for the Divine Masculine, and I recorded it as I was pulling the cards. But this feels to me a little bit more clear, and I want to kind of go backwards from my starting point. And I want to start here with the Divine Masculine energy. These cards speak to smoke and fire. That's kind of the way I look at these, and a way I'm looking at them specifically right now. We have, the suits that are the black cards being more of the smoke, the culmination of burning through the fire, and of kind of like being more settled into that state of awareness. So like what's on fire right now for the masculine, and what's sort of burning out, or not just burning out, but like resonating and feeling more like solidified, what's already gone through the transformation, let's say. Because when we're in the fire, when we're in that place of like, this is what's burning for me right now, this is what's, churning my passions, and, I am just so in it and here, and that's the fire, whereas the smoke to me is like the release and the surrender and the alchemy of having gone through that place of intensity. So, in the higher mind, in the higher heart, in the space of the beloved, the Divine Masculine is in his kingdom. He's entered the Garden of Delights. He is sitting on his throne, fully embodied in his knowing that he is on his journey to divine union. The card he sits upon is a Rumi oracle. Let me see if I can dig down under here. I have a precarious stack of cards. My device on top of it, recording. As I do want to read this poem to the Divine Masculines. I feel like it really speaks to the season that we're in. Winter turning to spring. The feeling of that reclusive nature of being snowed in, stuck inside, the mind, body, spirit work right now, but also of knowing that spring is on its way and spring is coming. So here for you, masculine, from the beloved Rumi. Are you aware that sweetness is found everywhere in town? Are you aware that winter is gone and spring has come around? Are you aware that sweet basil and the carnation are whispering in the garden and laughing about how simply everything is found? Are you aware the nightingale has come back from its flight, singing out messages of love to spread delight with every sound? Everything in the garden is granted the right from the divine court to appear for our delight. Everything is here to make the earth green and alive as a haven for our life. What remains buried in the soil will always endeavor to reach out. No one truly alive can ever be pawned to a prison or a tomb. Rumi. So Divine Masculines, with that beautiful message from your higher self, in your heart of hearts, you are in your knowing. You are stationed in position with the beloved divinity guiding you, behind you, having planted you in the richness of the soil of Mother Gaia, of the Earth Mama, to be here now, to be arising now, to be in, full trust and faith of knowing who you are at this time. And so being able to resonate with that knowing that that's where the divine masculine energy is truly seated. What is coming down, all the way down into the physical, is that the divine masculine energy, your energy, divine masculine, is very much going through a transformation and a transition, which is like spinning you around 180 degrees, let's say, from what you thought was your total path to what you're resonating with at this current time in space and reality. You're at the beginning and the end of two sides of yourself in a way. This reading almost shows the masculine being split in two, and emotionally, I believe the masculines have been split in two for some time now, but they haven't fully been able to deal with that split. So it's very much like it's an internal thing. So just to clarify that, we get the Four of Fire in the Dreams of Gaia Tarot. And so the masculines, this is also being clarified by an ace card and the Ace of Clubs. So in this resonance, the masculine is realizing that he's ending something in order to begin something, and he's completely focused on that realization that that's what's happening and that's what needs to happen, and he needs to be fully engulfed, inflamed in his fire element. The Dreams of Gaia Tarot resonate with the elements as well as so the bow and arrow is drawn. The target is marked. The moon, sun, blazing energy of the universe is behind him. And the, constellations are burning bright. Everything is recognized and realized by the Divine Masculine. The eagle, the hawk medicine is right there with him. He sees and he knows and he recognizes what is going on. So there's a split in the reality of what was as to what is now. So the flames are burning in this space of separation. And there is a separation going on. 2 cards, or let's say we put it out with the number 10, the 2 being split. So you have like the ace splitting off from the 9, right? Because this is what's burning up right now. We have an ace and a 9 burning, and then we have on top of that a 10 resonating. So we can't stay in situations where, this to me speaks very highly of codependency, okay? So the realization that when we become fully awakened, when we know who we are, when we're embodying our self-union, when we're really honoring that space of sitting in our heart centers and knowing that we're here to become fully balanced and awakened in our masculine and our feminine energies. Like, that's not just something that we look for outside of ourselves, right? But oftentimes, the way our patterns, our social upbringings have been arranged and have been, kind of like generationally passed down, we do have these habits. We have disorders. I'm going to call them disorders because they are of these ideals and ideas that we need something to complete us. So the masculine energy is showing me here, masculines, that you got yourself to a point of like being a 9, right? But then you didn't really trust that was enough, or that you felt like you needed something else to complete you. And it's really interesting because the way these cards have come out in suits, it all is just here. You have the Ace of Diamonds, you have the 9 of Diamonds, you have the 8 of Diamonds, and the 10 of Diamonds. So all of these things in alignment, right? And they're all speaking loudly. The 4 of Diamonds is also out here. So this is your fire. This is what you're burning through right now to get to the resonance of the 10 of Spades, which is also your King of Spades, which is where you're sitting in the higher plane in your Garden of Delight. So, you're realizing, you're resonating with the fact that you're 10 on your own, by yourself, connected to your higher source, in communion with the divine. You are a 10. But what you've been feeling is that you're a 9 and you needed an ace to complete you. And so then therefore a 1 and a 9 becomes a 10. And you collaborate and, try and manifest with another in many cases with another queen, okay? And we have that showing up here in a little bit down the line on this reading, which I'll get to. However, this is what you're burning through right now. This is the karma that you're resonating with, because in actuality, where you're seated is like, you know that your divine union is really in your heart. It's not outside of yourself. It's not even in another. Even in your twin, it's not fully, that's your divine mirror. That is what helps you get to where you need to be and helps you resonate with the understandings on this higher plane and this awakened state of being. But your truth is what you're seeking in your heart, of resonating, with this 8 of earth, this infinite goddess, who's extremely grounded, who has all of the keys on her wand, who is enlightened psychically and mentally, who knows her worth, who is aware that she has to facilitate her own self-union in order to propel herself forward on this path. Being grounded in who she is, divine masculine, being grounded in who you truly are. That's the work. That's the union. Okay? And so the focus here at the beginning is understanding that that's your truth. The masculine energy is very focused right now. That's the fire, right? The fire is focused. The earth is supporting this focus, this time of abundance that's coming, this planning for the future, this doing what you love and loving what you do, this success, this wealth, this love, this confidence in your knowing, and this surrendering of, money does not buy me happiness. Lack mentality is not going to get me anywhere. And then you're also moving from a place through the 3 of air of being a student, of allowing yourself to, dive deep into this space of knowledge and wisdom that is new and fresh and exciting and spiritual and engaging, and it's like unlocking all these doors. And again, we have the key, the key that's around this sage's neck, this angel boy who's a sage, and his dragon energy looking over his shoulder, and the owl medicine sitting on the edge of the book, and the ancient texts and the sacred geometry and the journaling, and this is like the masculine in his cave of just absorbing all of this newness and excitement on the journey, because this is the journey. The journey is getting in tune with your Trinity masculine, getting in tune with your Merkaba energy, which helps you stay grounded in the reality of who you are as a 10, as a king among kings of self-realization. And all of that is resonating very, very deeply right now with the masculine energy, which is really beautiful. And I really, kind of want to like applaud the masculines for doing this work, because it is really exciting, and it's really necessary for this balance to come through, so that the masculines could get, even deeper onto mission and, working through this fire. So, like, being as we're talking about Valentine's Day and all of this fiery energy is coming through for the masculines, what's bleeding down into the 3D world, and this is really powerful, and I'm going to like post images of this, because when these cards dropped down to clarify the mystical tarot cards that I pulled, they actually, 2 jokers of my deck fell out, and they fell out, one reversed and one upright. So exactly the way the cards fell out that they were clarifying, which is the 10 of Cups reversed and the 3 of Swords. So the masculine is here in this smoky, fiery place. And I'm going to say that this is kind of an equal balance, because the jokers, they're wearing these bright red pants, and they're slipping, and they're falling on their ass. They're falling on their back. It's like wham, boom, bam, they're down, and this is speaking to an ending of something that the masculines felt was their total life fulfillment. So again, going back to the Ace and the 9 of Diamonds, this okay, masculines, I'm going to be really real, okay? I feel like collectively a lot of you have built your dreams on codependency, on potential addiction, on unworthiness, a lack of self-love, feeling that you needed to have another in order to be fulfilled. The 10 of Cups is basically, the happy family, the children, the dog, the house on the hill, the valley of beauty, raising your arms to the sky. We made it. We have everything we need. We're emotionally fulfilled, all of these things. But in this case right now, around this energy of Valentine's Day, masculines, your cups are tipped upside down, and you're realizing that this 10 was not what you thought it was. And you're heartbroken about that. With this sword energy, you're heartbroken in the 3 of Swords, and that ending, all of it is like this big, divine, upsetting joke. It's like, I feel like the masculine energy is just like, can't even believe, I want to like actually curse. Like, that's how I feel. Like, I feel like the masculines are like, what the fuck is going on? How is this even possible? I built my life around this. I married this person. I, in some cases work with this person. I have created this whole experience and identity around this love and this life and, this family, this marriage, this, that. How is it possible that this is breaking, that this is, burning? This is burning me up right now. And so this is what's happening. And, all I can say is that when we are on a divinely guided path, we have to expect the unexpected, as well as trust that this is all happening for a divine purpose and for our benefit of growth, awareness, alignment, getting us to a place that we need to be. And where this heartache and heartbreak and intensity and fire that the masculine is going through right now, the purging, the tears, I feel like this is really heavy stuff, okay? What the masculine is dealing with here is like these two sides of himself, because okay, let me be clear about this, because two King of Heart and two Kings, I don't even know how to say that, two King of Hearts, because this is a double deck that I work with, the vintage deck is doubled, so both of the King of Hearts came out, the Jack of Hearts came out, and then again we have this Ace of Diamonds, this fire, this infinity fire that is basically cutting through this timeline. And these cards are clarifying the Three of Cups. So in the Three of Cups, this emotional cup card with these emotional hearts being clarified, the masculine is having to look at his past, his present, and his future. So his past is being severed. And what I feel like is happening is in the lower, the King of Hearts is reversed. So this king that was connected to this past energy, to this cups energy, that's reversed now, to this joke, that this Leela that's playing out, this divine play that has the masculine reeling at this time, it's being severed. This codependent relationship is being severed. And yet, the masculine is still who he is. So this is what's really interesting. It's like, in one regard, he's upside down and backwards because this ending, it's like he's ending who he was within the context of that karmic cycle, of that karmic pattern, of that codependent habit, of that addictive nature of needing to have something to complete his process. That's being cut off. And it's being cut off for good, masculines, because you have an 8 here. You have the infinity of the 8. This is an ending of a huge cycle. And I'm going to be honest that this is a time for celebration. And I know it doesn't feel like a time for celebration, but the Three of Cups speaks to a liberating time of celebration. You have the awareness now to take it all in for what it is. Because you're stepping into your future here, you're presently in this Jack of Hearts energy, and you're moving towards your King of Heart energy. Your Jack is looking forward, your King is looking up and out. Okay? So don't get discouraged, because this is like what's burning, right? This is what's burning right now. This is where you're sitting here and you are thinking about your past, your present, your future. How is this all going to play out? This is a big joke on my reality. Okay? Because what basically happened here, masculines, is that you have realized, because you have a Queen of Clubs here, and I want to be clear about this. You've worked really hard. You were working really hard on making this relationship be a 10. You were working really, really hard, masculines, on having this be the one, basically. And that's what's burning right now, is that this 10 of diamonds, this is, being clarified by the 3 of Pentacles, which is, basically aligning your energy with others in order to get something accomplished, to get something done. The realization that is not, like, that's not the Queen, that's not it's not the work for you anymore. It's burning up. And that is difficult, because basically your future King is looking away. Like, these cards are opposite one another. The Jack is looking at it, but the King is not. So your future masculine, going forward into your King energy, like back up into the higher place of knowing that you are a 10 of spades, you are King of spades, you are going to be fulfilled, masculines. You are going to be fulfilled in your self, in your 10, in your completion energy, and that union energy is going to come from within. That's not going to come from outside of you. And this goes for all of us, okay? Like divine feminines that are listening, divine masculines that are listening. Anyone who's on a spiritual path, you do not need to be a twin flame in order to resonate with this energy. This is a message that is streaming for you right now to hear, because it's powerful. Like, we're all here to become self-actualized lovers of our own divinity. And that's really deep, because there's a lot of different kinds of ways to love, and love presents itself in so many different ways. But the way that we're seeking union as spiritual beings, as those of us who are choosing to be on a path of awakening, if we're choosing this, and it's choosing us, and we're getting these divine messages, because we have masculines, this Ace of Swords, piercing through the crown. The crown is revealing itself unto you. But what is being also burned right now, what is being released right now, what is being realized is that the Four of Diamonds, again with these diamonds, I mean, that reversed four, that was not the union. That's not the higher union, masculines. It's not. You have, the spades coming out again for you, the resonance coming out again, this infinite message that your union, that your higher union is with the divine. And that's where you're again like mirroring the King of Hearts reversed with the Four of Diamonds reversed, is mirroring the fresh perspective of your future self, of where you're going, of where you see yourself going, of who you know you truly are in your heart. Because your heart, it doesn't lie to you. Your heart doesn't lie to you, masculines. It does not. You may choose to, protect your heart and hold back, but your message from the divine is exactly where you need to be. Because on your sacred journey, as a sacred traveler, and these are messages for you from the Sacred Traveler Oracle deck, these are going to resonate with you. These are going to be messages also for your divine counterpart to hear right now from you, from where you're at, that you are truly resonating and staying focused. You're in that ace energy. You're beginning something and you're ending something. You're staying focused. You're in your fire. You're holding the course. You're in a space of trusting your heart, of your abundance, of your self-union. You're expecting miracles. You're expecting the wondrous to emerge. You are rubbing that lamp. And, knowing that you're doing the work, masculines, and it's really exciting. You're breaking trail. You have a breakthrough at hand. You're studying. You're in your lab. You're diving deep into new information and knowledge and stuff that has got you excited and recognizing who you are. And you're beginning now. You're taking your first steps, and this card again, it's hard to talk about endings, and it's hard to talk about relationships, transitioning and changing and moving, and people separating or whatever, but this has been coming up a lot. And of course in the collective readings, this is not just like me pulling this out of my hat here. These cards are coming through, these messages are coming through to me as a reader for Twin Flames and for the Divine Collective, but this has kind of been a common theme, and so it's just all that more validating coming through this channel, right? So, but yeah, you're the beginning now card, here we see, a family separating, but it's not, they're waving at each other, there's love there, this masculine is about to set out on a journey. He has a staff, he has a pack on his back, he's getting out onto a field, a path that's, winding its way through farmland and fields and mountains and hills, and the children and the wife are waving goodbye, and maybe that's, the divine joke that the masculine is feeling, like this, taking this first step is so intense and so challenging, but they are getting the bigger picture, and they're seeing the view from above, and they're getting messages, and you are divine masculine. Like, always be open to receiving, always be open to asking the universe for signs of the bigger picture, because you do have the ability to receive as well. There are a lot more divine masculines coming forward and doing readings, and tapping in and trusting that they have the ability to also divine for themselves. And so even though things are, difficult right now, the masculine is watching the clouds. He's lying back, resting, relaxing. He's in the flow, and he's allowing there to be fog. He's allowing himself to be fogged in. He's going slow. He's taking his time. He's burning through these things. So masculines, please do take the time that you need. Please do the work that you need to do. Go deep within yourselves right now. Honor the releases that need to happen, the surrendering, the trust, the faith. Pray, meditate, journal, look at your lives, past, present, future. Ask yourself, ask the divine, what do I need to do right now? What do I need to know right now? Because you're getting unbelievably beautiful messages from Archangel Michael. Use your imagination and you'll see the answer. There's an understanding here of an angel riding off on a Pegasus, waving over his shoulder, waving, letting things go, allowing wisdom and creativity to be there to see the miracles in the new and unexpected ways. So developing grace and full acceptance and appreciation for your guides, for your guidance right now. Please honor and trust your feelings, masculine. Know that you're supported, you're guided, you're protected. Listen and act upon your feelings, and ask the angels to help you understand and express your emotions from a place of love. Because again, as you're beginning and you're moving forward and you're taking these steps, and you're choosing masculines, because again, this is a reading, so your personal will as to what to do with these messages is yours. Divine will and personal will are very different. These messages are coming from the divine, and as with any reading, you can do what you want to do with these messages, or you can just set them aside and allow divine will to take its course. But you can also work with the energy, and if you're working with the energy and you're consciously choosing to ask for help and assistance in having transitions that are difficult and heartbreaking and heart-wrenching, be filled with love and light and understanding, then you're going to be in a better place, because this is forgiveness work. This isn't only, breaking old habits and patterns and societal traps. I want to call them traps, of being stuck in codependency, of thinking that you're not enough, of being unworthy, of needing another to fulfill your destiny. These things we all have to look at require us to forgive ourselves for knowing that we haven't done anything wrong, that we're all, humans having experiences. We're spiritual beings having these human experiences, rather, and we're working through our karma, and we're burning things up, and we're advancing, and we're, becoming what we need to become. But this is a process, and if we don't forgive ourselves for feeling, angry or toxic or fearful towards others, being able to release that energy, then we're not allowing ourselves to feel centered and at peace with what is happening for our greatest good and for the greatest good of all involved. So you're, being guided to keep your eyes on your targeted intention. Stay in your knowing, masculines. Stay in that place of resonance. Decide to be happy now, even as you're burning through all this past, present, and future self-work. If you can resonate with it being something that's going to be a good thing, and that you can try to find joy and bliss in these moments of big transition, you're going to see that it's all for the good of your life and of your work and of your mission. And believe and trust. Believe and trust that you're entering a place of your dreams, And I'm going to read this prayer. Before going to sleep at night, say, Archangel Michael, please enter my dreams and replace fear with faith and trust. Let me be filled with strength, courage, and confidence. And you have all of the support that you need from the universe in order to bring yourself into full alignment with your dreams, with your mission, with your higher sensibility, with your view from above, knowing that you're going to be entering this garden of delights, sitting on your throne as the king that you are, as the 10 that you are, fully actualized in your own self-union with your beloved. And that is what's coming for you, masculines, and that is the, message for you this Valentine's Day, that you're able to and willing to and understanding that you are enough. Through the smoke and the fire, you are enough, you are bountiful, you are blissful, and you're a badass, okay? And that is where you need to find the courage and the faith and the trust to believe in who you are, who you've contracted to be on a spiritual level existence before you even arrived here on the scene. Because we are all here as a collective. We are here to change the course of this this earth, to honor the earth as our mother, as our, divine, I don't want to say divine home, but as the gift for us to be able to come here and practice and do all of these things that we need to do in order to find our way back home. That is what the Earth Mother holds for us, and everywhere you look are signs and synchronicities and messages, and if you open and you ask to being in that space of receptivity, you can be happy even amongst the, the fire and the flames and the pain and the suffering that you're going through now, in order to release and move forward into, this other side of your life that's going to be much more balanced and fulfilling, because it won't have all of these karmic residues on it. So I feel like that's the message for today. We're at 50 minutes, and I just want to say thank you to everyone who's choosing to tune in to Labyrinth Butterfly on Divine Time. This is new in terms of offering this to the collective, these messages, and I feel very drawn to continuing them as they come through for me as a message to share. And I hope that these messages help everyone. I hope that they bring you light and guidance, and spark your own intuitive, creative selves to align with an even higher sensibility of your mission and who you are and why you're here, and all of the great, beautiful things you have to do. And by no means do I have any intention to alter anyone's time-space reality. It's just simply, me tuning in with what Source wants to provide as messages from the higher dimensions, and as a way to assist people on their journey. So please take what you need, leave what you don't, or what doesn't resonate with you that may be for somebody else. And I'm grateful for you tuning in, Divine Masculines and Divine Feminines. I know you're also listening. So thank you, and please like, share, and subscribe. And if you would like to connect with me for a personal reading, I do have availability, and I am offering that. You can go to labyrinthbutterfly.com. There are 3 different options for readings right now, starting at $25 and going up to $75. And that would be for a face-to-face, one-on-one video conference, Skype or FaceTime call for 120 minutes. So that's a really great reading, and goes very deep, and we really get to connect on a deeper level, face-to-face, rather than doing a recorded reading for you, which I also feel is very, very helpful and supportive. And oftentimes for my work, a lot of depth come through me just channeling straight from the divine for you. So anyways, thank you so much. I love you all so much. I hope you have a beautiful St. Valentine's Day, and I look forward to our next connection. And keep seeking, keep feeling, keep growing, keep healing. Love you, everyone. Talk to you soon. Ciao for now.